It's always good when you're from the family of 10. It's always fun. Get to see everybody. 60-something nephews and nieces and grandbabies and everything else.
So does it ever get old with such a big family?
No.
No?
No, it's always a treat. Yeah.
What did you think of the scuffle?
I thought it was good. I thought we had, considering going into the tournament, we had four. Some of our starters had 4 matches. Some of them had 5 matches. Not many. I mean, I can't remember a time when we've gone into that tournament with so small of a number of matches that we competed in. So for that reason, I was pleased that we doubled our matches, and all 10 starters ended up placing. But overall, I thought we won a lot of close matches. I thought we wrestled well. We lost a couple of them that, boy, it was hard to. We had them right in our hand, and right there at the end, we kind of missed out on making some good decisions, but a lot of good effort. So I think as we continue forward, that effort's going to be important.
Any of the non-starters stand out to you?
No, I was, if anything, I was a little disappointed with is that we didn't have very many non-starters that placed. Outside of 184, we had 3 of them, and no one else. We talked about it like just, this is an opportunity for you to grow and develop. But I do think a few of them walked away from there with a little bit more of a level of motivation as they go forward.
Who are some of those non-starters you were particularly impressed with?
Well, you can start with Sticka, 84, had a good tournament. Haas, he had, I don't know if you consider it a good tournament, or finished 7th or 8th. What Haas finish? 7th, yeah. Freshman. And so, other than that, I thought Jordan Williams wrestled really well. Gave up points when he shouldn't have been giving them up. Probably could have been as high as, competing in the finals if he made some better decisions. So I think that that definitely for Jordan, you watched his matches, you come back and we can fix some things and see something different immediately. So a few others, some of the others need to continue to develop.
Coach, there's a lot of discussion in the sport right now about schools not sending everybody forfeits on the backside and things like that. You guys didn't, aren't a team that does that. You didn't do that. But what are your thoughts on that? And why is that?
They need to clean it up. They need to clean it up. Somehow clean it up. One thing about medical forfeits is there may be some guys that got hurt. I don't know. There was a couple situations we watched. The guy win the match, could walk off the mat, and then to come and say that they're medical forfeit in the next match, and you didn't see any injury, you didn't see any injury timeout, you didn't see anything, and so, it's, I do believe, though, when you get to the NCAA championships, the committee that makes decisions on positioning people in rankings, I think they look a little bit more and look and see if there's medical forfeits in tournaments, and see if it's been a routine for this particular team. And I think it's going to work against them. That's the way you fix it. Listen, the guy advances. That gets the medical forfeit. Somebody advances, and if we went out here and somebody medical forfeit in a dual meet, team got 6 points. That individual got 6 points. There's medical forfeit should be a loss. Period. Should go down as a loss.
So they don't go down as a loss.
No, they should.
Why do you think medical forfeits are becoming so relevant?
Oh, I think that it's been an issue for a long time. It's not something that snuck up on us. So you want to see those matches, and those matches, you don't see it. It was very very seldom do you see it with some of our superstars.
Right.
Yeah, you don't see it.
You're going back to, to a duel. Some years your teams are pretty close as far as how well they're going to do in a tournament versus a duel. Sometimes there's a little more distance. Have you got a feel for that after Chattanooga? How much better, worse this team
No,
is
we're
in
better.
duels?
We're better. Doesn't mean anything. I mean, it means we got to go wrestle Oregon State and line up against a good team that lines up good against us. That lines up well as far as balance. But we're better. Yeah, we learned a lot. We had a couple guys I thought drifted backwards, but it was basically on just will, toughness. That's something that I think can be the easiest part to fix. And so I like the fact that there was good vibes. I think we had a point. There was a point in the tournament where we kind of turned some things around. Had a really good round in the quarterfinals, and we kind of started off slow in the semis, and then we kind of backed it up. I think we had 6 in the semis, and after a couple matches, we kind of pushed forward and pushed through some scenarios that you like to see as a team. That's going to win if you're going to win the tournament.
You mentioned Oregon State's a good matchup.
Good balance, yeah. Chris Pendleton. I'm excited. I'm sure with Chris, hopefully we can stay on the schedule and continue this dual meet series between Oregon State and Oklahoma State. I get a chance to coach against Mark Munoz's son, who wrestled for me, and Mark Munoz. So I'm still coaching against not only some grandchildren, I guess I should say. So looking forward to seeing him, and hopefully I get to see Mark there as well.
Is that the first time you coached students?
I think this is the first time. I thought about it a little bit. And, there's a lot of them that have, but I think this is the first scenario that. So anyway, it's got a good feeling as we go up there, and it's always good to see our guys do well. And I think Chris has impressed the Oregon State fans and has impressed the administration with the class act he is.
Dustin Plott got in the hole in the finals and kind of kept that one back. Got the put him on his back late, won the match. So what do you see with him?
Well, I think those are things that you're looking for, and that guy's tough. I mean, he's not. I don't know how. He's balanced. He's got some tricks to him, and I just was pleased with his demeanor, continuing to develop both mentally and physically what he wants to do on the mat. I don't think we ever, you're always guarding against that, no matter who you are or what you've done. You're always wanting to perform under some of the worst environments, and I think for him, he didn't have a great environment going into the match, and I was really pleased with it. So that environment he got dinged up a little bit. And we had to make some decisions on whether we would finish the tournament. And we came to agreement that's what we're going to do, and he did. And so there's a lot of times when you get hurt, you as a wrestler, it's a lot worse than what you think a lot of times, and that's normal for any wrestler, including myself. When I competed, so I was just good. It's good to see him. Lead us in a way that gives off a really good example of what we're looking for.
Is that injury anything long term?
No. He had missed a practice. He's ready to go. I think it's just kind of one of those things that happen and you feel it and it scares you, you know, and rightfully so. I could remember my own injuries. I mean, they scare you at the beginning, and when you find out you're okay, you can go. So for Dustin, I think he grew a little bit through that moment at Southern Scuffle.
Coach, a guy like Connor Doucette, you know, before, when I last saw you right before a break, you said main thing for him was obviously the mental aspect, but also being more tough. Did you say you saw that out of him in the scuffle?
He grew up a lot. I mean, he grew up a lot in the tournament, you know. And what does that mean? Are we going to see him in the top 8 this week? No, we're not going to see him in the top 8. But you just, you know, you like to see, you know, we've talked about developing as we go forward from here, and you like to see that progress, you know. And from his 5 matches to the 5 or 6 matches, he might have wrestled 7 matches, 6 matches he wrestled. We saw some good takedowns. We saw some wins in overtime, some good strategy that, you know, it seemed that changed, and we made some adjustments with the strategies in overtime. But more importantly, just his demeanor on the mat was different, you know, like I'm supposed to be here. You know, it seemed like maybe first semester, some of those before Christmas, just like, come on, you're supposed to be here. This is who you are, and this is what you came to Oklahoma State for. And it's good to see him with that demeanor that I'm your heavyweight, and I'm going to be your heavyweight.
Right. When you were recruiting, what kind of feel did you get that he could be? Like the kind of guy that he could be, his ceiling, whatnot?
Well, I don't think he was a huge recruit for us. I think it was kind of an agreement that he wanted to come to Oklahoma State, and we were happy that he wanted to come to Oklahoma State. And I wouldn't say that it was that we sent a party to go get him. You know, that this
Right.
is, you know, but we're sure glad that we got him, and he's played a major role in our program, you know, since he's been here. And one hell of a gentleman. I mean, he's a great young man. He's academically sound. He does everything right, and you know, it's just I don't even know if I've had to question him on anything other than trying to push him a little bit to have a little bit more respect for what he's capable of doing.
Kind of touch on his development over the years when he first stepped foot on campus.
I mean,
now.
just, you know, I mean, he was probably a little heavy, you know, physically wasn't really fit like we wanted him, and that was easy. You know, I just passed that along to Coach Gary, you know, and he goes to work with it, you know, and so. But it's been nice. I mean, he's really getting a little stronger in his level of confidence of what he can see himself doing, you know, and so that's what you hope for. That's you know, when we say development, we don't just always mean skill. A lot of times, skills, the only time you see skill gets improved if it's the mental side is improving. You see yourself being that person, and then things start to develop technically.
Anything else for Coach?